we were quickly floundering again as we tried to explain to the now slightly affronted lady that it wasn't precisely what we were after. By this time, a crowd of about 15 onlookers had gathered around, some of whom I was convinced had followed us all the way from the Friendship store. One of the things you quickly discover in China is that we are all at the zoo. If you stand still for a minute, people will gather around and stare at you. The unnerving thing is they don't stare at you inquisitively or intently. They just stand there, often right in front of you, and watch you as blankly as if you were a dog food commercial. At last, one young and pasty-faced man with glasses pushed through the crowd and said he spoke a little English and could he help. We thanked him and said yes, we wanted to buy some condoms, some rubber-overs, and we'd be very grateful if he'd explain that for us. He looked puzzled, picked up the rejected packet lying on the counter in front of the affronted shop assistant, and said, "Not want rubber-over, pill better." "No," Mark said, "we definitely want rubber-over, not pills." "Why want rubber-over? Pill better." "You tell him," said Mark. "It's to record dolphins," I said, or not the actual dolphins, in fact. What we want to record is the noise and the Yangtze. That it's to go with the microphone, you see, and, "Oh, just tell him you want to fuck someone," and you can't wait. But by now the young man was edging nervously away from us, suddenly realizing that we were dangerously insane and should simply be humoured and escaped from. He said something hurriedly to the shop assistant and backed away into the crowd. The shop assistant shrugged, scooped up the pills, opened another drawer, and pulled out a packet of condoms. We bought 9, just to be safe. And finally, we did manage, therefore, to make a recording underwater in the Yangtze River. We stuck the condom over the microphone and dangled it, this little sort of pink thing in the river, and recorded the noise it makes. And I can actually do an impression of the noise that you hear in the Yangtze River. And the noise is this. Yangtze River. Thank you very much, Dave. It's pure white noise. And this is the noise that these creatures, these dolphins, who live by sound, have to live in. It's kind of, if you imagine if one was actually sort of trapped in a light show in a sort of underground discotheque, which is also full of sewage. And somebody sort of flashing strobe lights in your eyes. After a while, you become seriously disoriented. And you would, apart from anything else, you'd complain to the management. So if you try and work out what this must be like for the dolphins living in our sewage, can't see anything, and are now orally blinded, so to speak, it's exactly the same thing for them, only they can't complain to management. They have to wait for the management to notice. And it becomes kind of terrifying when you sort of... We never managed to see one of these dolphins, except the one that was in captivity. It's kind of terrifying sitting on the edge... And the reason, of course, we couldn't see one is because you can't see anything in the Yangtze River. And I can't tell you how many thousands of miles it was to discover that. But you're sitting on the edge of a boat thinking, well, there may be a dolphin within a few yards of me. There may not be. Probably not, because there are only, I think, about 200 left in a stretch of water 200 miles long. But because You're sitting there in the world, and the world seems to be perfectly comfortable to you. You're sort of sitting on the edge of a boat, and it's quite a balmy day. You think, well, the world is fine. But when you try and put yourself in the sensory world of this dolphin that, as I say, lives by sound, but is actually getting caught up in fishermen's nets and bumping into boats and getting caught up in ships' propellers and doing all this in sewage, you think, well, this animal is actually living in a species of hell. But you actually have to make a huge perceptual jump, huge imaginative perceptual jump, in order to see that. And normally we don't, because we see the world the way we see it through our own perceptual system, and we don't realize we're using a perceptual system, and we think that what we see is some complete account of the world, and it isn't. Every animal models the world itself, and depending on the kind of animal you are and the kind of way you live in the world will appear to be a very, very different place to you. Now, before I went and did all this, I actually